Greetings in the spirit of Gambianism. maa ngi leen a nuyu yéen ñëpp ku nekk ci turam ak santam. This is Pa Ousman Joof. I'm doing this video. I am very tired fi ma nekk nii, and I have some things I need to complete. Waaye ni ma ko dee waxee all the time, kuy odor la meñ su noppee rek rafle. Now I am talking to, or I want to talk to my fellow Gambians, the sensible ones. I'm trying to talk to my fellow Gambians who want to learn. I'm trying to talk to my fellow Gambians who are decent, and I'm trying to talk to my fellow Gambians who reason and who think. Dr. Lamin Bojang, the former flag bearer of the Gambia Action Party. Recently, we've seen an alleged nude video of him circulating on social media. Bima def lu tax Gambia du dem show barki demba ci dimanche bi, wax naa leen ne I will come back with Sima on Monday to continue the discussion on the sentiment show. Yàlla def barki demba ci londi bi maak Sima could not do sentiments. Tey ci Tuesday bi rather, Dr. Bojang held a press conference waxtaan ak Gambians yi. Ñu jógee ci patem bi di GAP release a press release ne daxa nañ ko, they have fired him. Ci gàttal ma ne I am challenging Dr. Lamin Bojang to tell Gambians the truth. I am not going to go to his past, but I believe this politics of deception, this politics of mbaamal dafa war a jeex suñ dëkka. Partem bi, or former partem bi ndoog the Gambia Action Party, ku ma xam o ku déglu Gambian Talents, kuy toppa Gambian Talents, you will know that we are not in the good books of GAP. Why? Because when Musa Yali Bachili, who was the leader, Bimako interviewed, he walked out of my studio on camera. Cameras yaa ngi tegee ci kawam. Musa Bachili dafa jóg by studio bi génna. Those of you who follow Gambian Talents will tell you this. Why? Because I interrogated Musa Bachili. I asked him genuine relevant questions as far as I am concerned. Loolu laa ko laaj about his personal life, his political ambition, his political party, his career, and everything, the whole 9 yards. He didn't like it, and it didn't sit well with him. He was on fire that day. Dafa jóg génn studio bi and then came back. He barely grants us an interview. And I know that we are not in the good books of GAP. And I have no iota of doubt that Mr. Bojang has been briefed about Gambian Talents. Personally, I have followed him and engaged him multiple times for an interview. He wouldn't grant me one. I can comfortably say he's been briefed. Musud Mawa did it, no. But he dodged me all through with a lot of flimsy excuses, which I know because they told him how hot my seat is. Sumakore interview. The purpose of this video is to educate the Gambians and challenge Mr. Bojang to tell the Gambian people the truth. I literally just 20 minutes ago finished watching his press conference. And that is what triggered me to do this video. Mr. Bojang had 40-something minutes press conference. He spoke to journalists. By the time he finished, he would not allow journalists to ask him any question. In fact, not all media houses were invited, but that is irrelevant here. He talked about a lot of things, about his past, the things that he did, how decent a person he is, how truthful a person he is, his contribution to the Gambia Action Party and stuff. Lima debunked Moy, and I challenge him. He can go to any media house, and I challenge my colleague journalists to actually engage him. I wish he comes to my platform and I will engage him and I will ask him these questions. If he doesn't, any other platform he goes to, I challenge my colleagues and fellow journalists to ask him these questions or some of the things that I will say. So listen to me and listen to me good. I'm saying this because most of the Gambian journalists and the Gambian media fraternity have no clue or idea about little Mr. Bojang. Don't fall for what he said. Kubuga Janga, Kubuga Ham, somebody who wants to know, if any of you who are watching me want to know, Sumapare this video, click on the 3 links that I shared above this video. I shared 3 links. Dama delluwaat back to my archive from over a year ago. This is something that I have been dealing with. This is something that I talk about every single time. Barely does a month pass the dealuma with such a situation. The waxtaanewma such a situation. So I have a good number of shows on this, and I have quite a bit of experience on this. I have done investigations on this with people who work in this circle, and we have had people arrested based on Lidal Mr. Bojang. It's not a lie, it's not a joke. Go back and watch any of the links that I have actually shared here when I am done. The 3 links that I put above this video, by the time you finish watching what I am doing, you can go back and watch each of those videos. Mangfa def timeline, even where you can start watching, and you will learn something new. And if you want to understand how this thing works and what happened to Mr. Bojang, it is the same, very similar exact thing. So Lima Wah is not something I'm making up. The Gambian media don't seem to understand or don't seem to know. They were not interested in such things. They did not talk about such things. And I'm saying this because I haven't seen it anywhere for the most part. The only one time that probably some radio stations in Gambia talk about it, or it is talked about in one platform or thereabout, is when it happened to Modou Kara Gueye a year ago or thereabout, the musician Modou Kara. Lidal Modou Kara si gatal, modal Lamin Bojang. This has nothing to do with any of the political parties. Dore ko ci gaap nak members yi mo wax nonu. I will not dispute his internal feud and fight with the members of his party. That is not why I am here. I am not privy to that information yet, saying internal fights at GAP that he's saying. Other politicians in the country, I am not going to get into that. But as far as this specific information, this specific thing, I think Dr. Bojang is deceiving Gambians, dafa nekk di nax Gambians, and politics of deception dafa wara jeex. Now watch his press conference and you hear him talk. I've seen Dr. Bojang on several occasions, whether dañ ko interview, whether dafa nekk ci platforms and stuff. I have not seen him start his presser or his discussion with Tia Al-Quran. That's my first issue that I want to address with him. Na suñ koto yi ak suñ leaders yi ak suñ njiiti stop di ñu mbaamal, especially using religion, bugga ñoo gomloo paa yi ak mairie ak Gambians yi ne ñoom dañ am diine, dañ gom yàlla, dañ lii dañ lele, especially during these moments. That video, I will straight away tell you it's Dr. Bojang. Play nako on my show, on the Lutax Gambia Do Dem show on Sunday. Watch it. I did not play where his private part was showing, but I played it until the time Fimo Foye Chusambi acted romanticized and doing all of those things where it was being seductive. I played it. That video, I can tell you, if any one of you sees it, it's Dr. Bojang. I've talked about this. The way this thing works, I am very familiar with it. It's a network of people, including Gambians, who are bent on duping and targeting celebrities and public figures. And if any of you is watching me, and you are a celebrity, you are a public figure, I know all of you will claim, I'm not a celebrity, I'm not a public figure, but by Gambian standard, you are. Our journalists and media practitioners, watch out and be careful. Businessman yu maki ci dëkk bi, business tycoons, watch out and be careful. Civil society organization leaders, watch out, be careful. Government workers, watch out, be careful. Anybody ku am tuuti mbooloo ak even some ñi nekk ci diaspora bi ñi yaakaare tuuti alal, be careful. Limalena wax is no joke, it's no lie. This is a fact. I know it. Nobody deceived Dr. Bojang. No politician in the Gambia lured him into limo claim. No. Not GAP. Will they have shared the video as he's claiming? I would not have any iota of doubt with that. When I finish explaining to you people how it works, you will understand. This is a network of people headquartered in Nigeria. They have agents and people all over the world, especially in Africa and West Africa. They are working with Gambian brothers who are sitting there, who will identify anybody who is gaining momentum, who is having a lot of prominence and becoming a public figure. They are following all the Gambian media platforms. Suñ la fa gisee ngay tànqale di make noise, ñu def research about you on social media, they go create a fake Facebook profile, link it to Gambia. ñi la ko def ñu nga toog ba Nigeria. They can claim to be Gambians. Call la wax la yenn wax yu neex benn ñaari woodi Gambian claimal la. They use different tactics. Dama digga ñu bari ñuy wax si lii li ngeen a wax amut. Dr. Bojang lu jànxa moo ko def. It's not a girlfriend of his that did this to him. It's not something he did with a girlfriend that exposed him. It's not something he did with another woman he has an affair with. This is something loo xam ne within 24 hours la ko gaay law into this. Te su ko weddee su ko buggee weddi I challenge him on my platform or any other platform within 24 hours, and that is why I am very disappointed with him. Gambians ñi ñoo tànn ñuy nekk suñ leaders yi, and that's why I said we should look at it. ñi ñoo gis ñu ne ñi ñooy suñ PhD holders yi, ñi ñooy suñ intellectuals yi, ñi ñooy ñu jànga. Sometimes daf ma dee jaaxal how easily they can be deceived, how easily they can fall prey of this. li ma leen a wax the last time I talked about this, benn si videos yooyu dem leen ngeen seet kañ laa ko post si biir weeri koor bi la. weeri koor bi bi passé léegi it's not even up to 6 weeks. ci biir weeri koor bi bési laylatul xadri, this thing happened to a very prominent Gambian, and the only reason why I didn't is because dama xam ne ñiy def loolu dañoo nax ñii. They prey on you. I did not. That is a very prominent Gambian who is occupying a very high position in one of the ministries in the Gambia, who currently is making a lot of noise ci biir dëkk bi. koo xam ne soo demee ci social media handles am he is always talking about Islam. He is always sharing content affaire Islam. Joofi Islam rek laa waxtaanee, loolu rek la moo share. Kilifa bési laylatul xadri kooku dafa dog ooram bi. li ma leen a wax is not a joke. You can see Koto. These girls in Nigeria will add you as a friend and tell you they are seeing what you are doing. You are doing a good job. They lure you into believing that they are a fan, they are a follower, they love what you do. The next minute, in less than 30 minutes, or 1 hour, or thereabout, you call a video call. They call you on video. And I repeat, this is nothing to do with Jang Hantu and Dr. Bojang. I don't know if he cheats around. I don't know if he has girlfriends. or whatsoever. That's not what I'm saying. But the people who did this to him, he did not explain that part. Def na press conference ñëw waxu dara ci loolu mu ne mu ngi under investigation. dooree si July 7 ci bés bu video bi génnee ak all of those things. That's where he started his press conference. He will not talk about that. He will not tell Gambians about prior to July 7. Bés bu ko lii dal bés bu ñu ko defee. He didn't talk about that part. Watch his press conference, or if you did, you will not see him say anything that happened. So the first question I asked him, why did he not talk about what happened prior to July 7? Why? Lan moo tax waxut ci loolu? Prior to July 7, why did he not talk about what happened prior to July 7? Why? It's rather unfortunate that mu ñëw ne dafa mbaamal niti dooree his story from July 7. So the first question I will ask him or ask people, what happened prior to July 7? He was lured by a girl who is sitting in Nigeria. So ngeen dégloo press conference am bi dina leen wax ne Benin la leen a wax, and you watch my video and you do the comparison. That's how much he knows. Ne Benin la gaay nekk. That is what he knows. Fala xam-xamam am. I am telling him now and telling those people that they are not in Benin. They are a network of people. The Gambians will identify comme Pa Ousman mu toog ci benn koonaam rek, and I see somebody that is doing very well, ma jox leen sa contact ñu add la as a friend, start engaging you comme ni ma ko waxee, within few minutes ñu call la on video call and supposedly apologize to you. Beautiful girls ñu amee ween yu correct, kanam bu correct, well put together. They call you video call while they are naked and act like it is a mistake or thereabout. The next minute, they start seducing you. They start luring you to make love. Koto bi ma leen a wax ne moom la dal bési Laylatul Qadri, one of his first reaction because of ni jànqa bi nice nii la def. I have these videos, they are right here. Nii la def. ci gàttal mu ngi naan hey lii yëpp pour man. That type of reaction is what the Koto did. The next minute, this useless Koto can be seen the mar pretending ne dafa mar. I am not kidding. I am not kidding. Sorry ngeen baalal ma. Koto bi loolu la doon def bési Laylatul Qadr ci koo xam ne mu ngi uyoo islam comme ni ma ko waxee am na num demee. Su ngeen seetaanee vidéo boobu di ngeen gis am na num demee. Kooku bés boobu ci boppam am na num demee mu ngi waayal ci kaw jaabaram di turbale wala moo dem jiite leen doo kay leen ñu naafila lii lele di coow ci kaw famille bi ci yëfi or ci yëfi julli dóor xale yi def whatsoever. Probably what these people do, suñ la jëlee ñu def la loolu, ñoom ñu seduce la, ñu foyee seen boppa. They play with their boobs, they play with their seen ween yeeg fu nekk foyee seen boppa. You see them playing with themselves, their clitoris and everything ñu seduce la. The next minute they request for you to do the same thing for them. Ne la wan naa la, dama bugga yow tamit nga wan ma. Lii moo dal Dr. Bojang. Xale bu jigéen bi mu gis moo yëngal fuuru faraam bi, munut koo muñ, mu decide to follow what they do. Now they are a network of people. Li ma leen a wax, like I said, suñ paree whilst mu ngi laa def loolu, mu ngi am ñu nekk ci gannaawam ñoo xam ne ñu ngi laa record. They use a program called Bandicam, Bandicam. Li ma leen a wax is a fact. Go and search Bandicam. It's an app, a video recording app. And even if you watch Dr. Bojang's video, you will see the Bandicam there at the beginning of his video. You will see Bandicam there. Li ma leen a wax lu am la. Ngeen seetaan suma show bi from 1 year ago when I was educating people and telling them about the Bandicam issue. This is not to tarnish Dr. Bojang. Li ma leen a wax is fact. There are a lot of corroborations between what I know and what happened to him. Go and watch his video again if you have it. You will see at the beginning of his video, you will see Bandicam, Bandicam. That's what they used to record him. And I talked about this Bandicam a year or two ago on one of the links that I have shared with you people. On top of the video, seetaan leen li ma leen a wax xam-xamam fi mu toolu mooy ne ñii benin lañ nekk. Eventually that's what he thought. He talked about how they shared the video and all of these things. Li ma leen a wax lu am la. Li ma leen a wax lu am la. I'm not making this thing up. And ku jegeñ Dr. Bojang, go ask him. He will tell you ne dañ ko law into it, and it's less than a day. moo tax ma ne leen ne suñu leaders yi duma leen dee mun a understand. I don't understand them. ñi wax ne ñooy PhD holders, ñi wax ne ñooy master's degree holders, ñi ñoo ooyee doctors yeeg professors yeeg yi. Those are the people ñoo xam ne they can fall victims of these little things on social media and otherwise. naka la xale bu ndaw di naxee ay people nax la ñëw aat la friend in less than 30 minutes or 1 hour or 2 hours on the same day ñu dem ak yow video call nga mun a taal video call bay dem di foyee sa cër yi di def all those nonsense. moom jëlewuñ lu bari si moom sax jëluñ lu bari si moom. koto bi ma leen a wax xaftaan la sol bés boobu ci bési weeri koor bi dafa simmi xaftaanam bi daf ko simmi téye boppam di foyee di jafandu. This is not something I'm making up. He's probably watching. The first thing they all do is rush to deactivate their Facebook accounts. I will tell you, don't do it, because it will not help the investigation. Dr. Bojang himself loolu la def su ngeen ko seetaanee ci lifinam bi mu ngi wax dafa deactivate Facebook am bi because when this thing happened we tried to reach out to him. ñun weer a gars yi jox nañ ñu audience or not waxtaan nañu ñun or not, we will still reach out to him. I tried to reach out to him. My team in Gambia tried to reach out to him. He deactivated his Facebook account and a lot of his social media and the like. Tax doon daw journalist yi maa ngi laa jàngal ne la comme su la dalee yow mii seetaan bul deactivate your account. Don't deactivate it, because if you do, you are not going to help the investigation. One of the things that need to happen is for that investigation to know. I am talking about this. Abdusi, lima wax dama ko xam. I have been doing shows on this, and I invite a Gambian brother who works with Facebook, who helps me, AJ Koreaneka, California. He breaks this thing down for me, and I work with him. I have created Kimalena Wahni, Kim Dal Tibirwe Rekorbi, Mosi Muje. I will create a Facebook group and WhatsApp group with Manak AJ and the victim, and we will walk the victim through the process. I have not been exposing these victims. I have not been exposing them. I don't. Gambian media, a lot of you learn. Be interested in some of these things. You affect the life of the people. And a lot of our brothers and sisters are falling victims of this. The Bandicam is what they use to record you. Su koku defee lolu be foyee la nga foyee sa boppa mu foyee boppam nga foyee sa boppa ñu record la be gis la be xam ne am nañ la yak sa private part and everything. The next minute they cut the video. Suñ dogee video bi call bi yow mun ngaa callaa be soona duñ jël. The next minute what happens to you is you get a call from a gentleman. Su dee jigéen la góora laa call, because dañ laa indil góor gu correct. Su fekkee ne jigéen lañ ko def, they bring you a man who has a big a private part kuy talk seduce la yow jigéen ju su dee jigéen ju na ma góor nga ku stupid, you fall for it. Now, based on stories you am the past years with people that I have helped or dealt with same stories, lima wax I know it with some of the people. They will call you, the man will call you and tell you that we've gotten a leaked video of a woman who was supposedly doing some nonsense video stuff with you. We have charged the woman some money pour mu fay ñu so that we can keep the video. Moom fay nañu nangam. They charge you in dollars, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, whatever it is. And she's already paid. We want you to also pay. If not, we will expose the video. This is what they tell you. That's what they told some of them. Wala ñu call la wax la yow directly ne la say noon, say opponent ñi la bañ, and the last person kim dal ci biir weeri koor bi loolu lañ ko wax. He told me this làmmiñam suma noppa dane loolu lañ ko wax ne say noon ñoo ma yónni si yow pour ma yaaxal I'm sent to you by your opponents, by your enemies to destroy you. So bëggutee fall a victim, give me this amount of money. dañ dee jaaxle dañ dee jaxasoo koto bi keroog jéem naa fen def lu nekka. I was calling this koto left and right and he will not pick up my call just because they already have negative energy about me. They already think Paos is all about destroying people wala li moo wax dafa sañ lii lele. They just build some negative energy. I don't even have much interaction with a lot of people that will tell you A, B, and C about me. They barely know anything. But because of my media work for things like this that I am doing, when I come and challenge them, when I expose their dirt, when I expose their ignorance, when I expose some of the negative things they do, they cannot just stand my guts, whether ñoom la seen boss wala somebody else. Koto bi gaay call ko laaj ko xaalis, and that's what they do to everybody. They will give you different experience. Nela soko defute, we will destroy you. What they do is they contact some of the people that are close to you. They contact some of the media houses. Man, because by default they know how I would always talk about these things, they will send me these things on WhatsApp. They will send it to my Facebook page with fake accounts. And I work with AJ to try to trace them. The difficulty we've been having is koto yi dee involved in this dañ dee yaakamti tëj seen Facebook page yi te Facebook lañ leen a njëkk a contacter. Some of them, instead of ñu def ak ñoom video calls on Facebook now, they have started using WhatsApp because that's what they did with koto bi. Suñ la tiisee tuuti on Facebook ñu dog ko wax la ne network bi is not good, fekka yow gis nga li nga bugga ñu ne la jox ma sa WhatsApp number bi ñu dem ak yow WhatsApp just because dañ bugga am sa number. After teasing you on Facebook bi nga gis ween yu baax nga gis private part bu baax ñu start di foye seen boppa. They drop the call and they will tell you the network is not good, let's try WhatsApp. Ci saasi nga jox leen sa WhatsApp number and they have your WhatsApp ci saasi. Now what they do is, in the past they have created messenger groups with some of your friends on Facebook. Dañoo add a few mutual friends, a few friends on Facebook. Nga nekk mutual friends ak ñoom. They create a messenger group and they start to threaten you in that group. Jox nañ la 24 hours, jox nañ la 48 hours, jox nañ la lii. Li ma leen a wax koto biñ ko mujjee def kii liggéey foofu ci government bi, the top government official kiñ ko mujjee def si biir weeri koor bi bési Laylatul Qadr dem nañ to an extent of even creating a front page newspaper cover. They go to that extent yep pour intimidate la. So this is all blackmail. So Dr. Bojang, GAP is not responsible for this. You were lured in by people who somebody who identified you as a potential prey and you fell a victim. Xawma lu xew sa diggante GAP te afterwards. Like I said, when Musa Yali Bacheli is to even watch this, he will know li ma wax. I'm not in his good books. He walked out of my interview. Ma fàttali leen again. Musa Yali Bachili bi ma ko interview dafa jóg ci suma studio bi walked away. So I'm not in his good books. I'm not here to hold brief for Musa Bachili or GAP. Why mun naa laa wax ne they are not responsible for this. Somebody, a private person, moo la boole ak ñoom a Gambian. Now what they do is they ask you for this ransom. Soo leen ko joxee yaa ngeen nax sa boppa. If it is to happen to you today, do not give them any money. You know why I'm advising you that? Because no matter how many times you give them money, eventually they will end up publishing your video because you cannot keep up with it. So you laaj $1,000, you are not able to give it to them. You laaj la 2,000 or 5,000 nga jox leen ko. The next minute suñ ñëwaatee dañ la laaj 10,000. The next minute ñu laaj la 15 or 20. You may end up working your whole life to pay them. Doo mën a toppatoowaat sa family lu bari loo ngaa def doo ko mën a def, and eventually they will ask you this one time that you are not able to pay and they will still publish the video. And Kotobi was yelling at me when I called him to actually even tell him about it. He was yelling at me. And once I rejected my call. I called back, he rejected it. The third time he picked up the phone and started yelling. I don't want to give any clues for people to know, because I promised him that I wasn't going to talk about or mention his name. At the time, I told him, I helped him to go through the process. I told him to listen to me. He's like, hold on. I have an emergency. Mr. Joof, I'll call you back. I have an emergency. Maneko, that emergency is what I am calling you for. I have received all your nude pictures and videos. They are right here with me. I have a lot of experience in this. If you listen to me, I will walk you through the process. Koto bi start di ma déglu mu start di fenal famille di leen wax ne dama war a delluwaat office office bi dañ dee mën a géttinaati trop su ma ñibbee kër ba foog ne maa ci nekk di dal lu ñu kool lii léeg mu génn jël excuse génn te daf doon paree dem yónnee ji gaay xaalis boobu. Now what they do is, su ngeen déggee Dr. Bojang di wax about Niger, go watch his video and you watch my videos. You will hear me talk about this Niger thing with AJ and stuff. We have done research and investigations, and some of our investigations have proven that these are people who live in Nigeria through the IP addresses that they use. The only thing is, Niger is border to Nigeria, and mun them they have a network where they can go inside Niger to collect the money. Nga yónnee ñu jox la tur, jox la Western Union tur ak everything, nga yónnee xaalis bi. They have all those connections foofu. Ñu daw dugga biir Niger jël xaalis bi dellu si waat biir Nigeria. So Dr. Bojang is talking about Niger because he said, according to the investigation that they did, they end up linking it to Niger. He got all that part right. But they don't live in Niger. I'm telling him now. And if his investigation is to continue, they will find out. And if he comes back and tell Gambian people the truth, dina vindicate lima wax ni ne yes, in Nigeria fa lañ nekk, seen IP address yeeg everything. Obviously, they can have a phone number. They can have a Gambian phone number. He talked about all the different countries. I have had people who called me from France to threaten, waxal diw sangam, xam nga diw sangam. Call ko léegi nga wax ko ne su joxewul this ransom in the next 24 hours he will be all over the internet. Those are the type of things they do. They will call your people. They will call people that are close to you. ñi am seen phone number wala seen Facebook accounts yi dinañ leen call, and they will threaten those people on your behalf. So ñi Dr. Bojang di wax yëpp ne yes suma family members ak friends ak yi, that is exactly what happened. They call your family members, they call your friends, they call the people they know and tell them that you know this person, ñu ne la yes. Call ko ngeen wax ko ne ñu ngi amee nude pictures and videos am na num demee sax ñu send leen ko. Now those are the same people, as he said, nag ñi ko jege ñoo doon circulate videos yi. Yes, that's what they do. They go after the people that are close to you. Now su fekkee ne foofu la dooree and they send it to members of GAP, ñooñu ñoo la jege, ñooñu ñooy sa party people. That is why they send it to those people. But they will send it to your family, they will send it to your friends, they will send it to anybody they know that you are connected with. This is how it works. They are a network. They are a network. Lima wax nii dama ko xam. I have done several shows on this, like I said. I've had people being arrested for this based on the investigations we did with people who cooperate. I'm telling you, head of military services, head of one of the military barracks in Gambia, less than a year ago, dal na ko kenn si njiiti soldaar yi benn si barracks in Gambia munta taxaw munta toog mu ne ma my career is damaged. I have several men behind me. Less than a year ago, it had happened to one of the military chiefs, head of one of the barracks in the country. Thank you, Billy Joof. You've watched the shows. Billy, who follows Gambian talents, watch those shows. One of the heads of the military, it had happened to him, and he didn't know. Do you talk? Lan la mo wax jabaram, lan la mo wax military guys yi living. But the challenge that we have for the most part is they end up closing their Facebook pages. Comme ni ko Dr. Bojang defee. Bu leen ko di def. I'm telling you, if it happens to you, don't close your Facebook page because you will be interfering with the investigations. One thing that we need to do is we need to be able to establish ñooñu ñan lañ fan lañ nekk ban IP address dañoo use. Mun nañoo def seen tournée ñu nga France, def seen tournée ñu nga lifin because suñ la koolee benn ñaar ku amee accent yi ñàkk ne la nanga def jaama rek wala dégg ne la suumoolee ibijee. Oh, that's all I hear. My father is Gambian, but I've been living in Nigeria for long, or in France for a long time, or in England, or in whatsoever. Mun nañoo def seen profile anywhere ne fa lañ dëkk. If it is on Facebook, if it is on WhatsApp, they can have a number for Gambia, number for Europe, number for England. They are a network of people te ñoom ñëppay benefit. They have Gambian brothers in Gambia who are involved in this, and sisters. ñooñu ñoo leen a jox seen tur yi. So yen celebrity, yen public figure, yen ñi capi internet bi di def seen mbir, slow down to some extent. Because there are people watching you who will give out your information to them. If you have a lot of social media presence, if you are a handsome young man and you have people following you, or you are a beautiful girl, you better watch out. If you are putting out money out there or dishing out money, or if you are a big businessman that has especially media presence, did they interviews all over, while posting pictures that are having 100 likes, 200 likes, 300 likes, you better be careful, because it is your type of people that they come after. Again, I repeat, watch the videos that I shared and you will hear all these things that I'm telling you guys. Where AJ and I talked about this, the investigations we did and the steps we took towards these things. It's for years. I'm not telling you a month or two. The latest one is 1 month ago. Kibir Weri Korbi. Maxima, we did the show. Let's learn. Let's listen. A lot of them probably cannot even stand my guts because they think otherwise. They've labeled me a certain way, but Sujma Deglu won. They would not fall victims. Now share this video with people for them to learn from. It's very important. Ngeen deglu. It's very important. Ngeen janga. It's very important. Ngeen xam, xame, ranye. You send them the money, they pick it up. They continue to ask you for more money. So my first advice to people is don't send any money, because sooner or later and eventually you will send money that you will not be able to send the money and they will still expose your videos. I would rather have you just expose it right now than ma talk to that trauma, talk to call nen every day nga ma threaten. Every month you call la. Yonel $5,000. So you ko charge mun loy am at some point lo len jox ñu jël. Even if it is 300. So imagine them having 100 customers every month. Ku nekk jox len $1,000. That's $100,000. That's a lot of money. It's their business. So ñu bari ñuy wax ne jànxa yi ñoo ko def, sharing your naked picture with your partner, with your spouse, with somebody you are dealing with. This is not somebody that he deals with. This is not a girlfriend that he has. This is somebody that met him newly in less than a day. And dem leen ngeen laaj ko. Ask him, whoever exposed that video, if he knew them. He did not know them by any means, way, shape, or form. Xamul leen on the same day la ko gaay def lii. I'm glad that some of you that have been watching me actually know. I've been advising and talking to people about this. I know it at my fingertip, like the back of my hand. On the same day is when they fall a victim of this. They will continue to ask you for money. Nga jox leen xaalis bi bés boo ko defutee you still expose sa video bi. Now, wax naa leen about the Facebook closure of your Facebook profile. We need to be able to establish the record that you have, such chat history with them, and there is need for you to be able to give them pour wane ne jox nañ la xaalis. Facebook is supposed to investigate this. You are supposed to file a claim. In anybody kum dal, contact me. I will walk you through the process. I have the link that I can send you where you can file a claim with Facebook pour investigate. So ngeen deglo Mr. Bojang mu ngeen wax lolu Dr. Bojang, he's saying it. Ne waaw bim ko dalé dafa contact Interpol. Interpol told him to go to his computer, then ko hack. Nobody hacked him. He fell a victim of seeing a beautiful girl with beautiful boobs with a nice face who seduced him and showed him some private part that he liked, and he fell for it and he decided to do what he did. Moo ko def. Waxut loolu ci investigation am bi de, ci lifin am bi de, press conference am bi de, waxut loolu. Dafa gis lu ko neex mu fall for it. Tey loolu ko dugal ci tuuxi duna gi. so pour mu jiñ ko Gambia Action Party pour mu jiñ ko yàlla ne waaw yàlla lii lum président la su waroon a xew déedéet yàlla waxut la nga dem accept ñu seen friend request the next minute maybe am na nu demee sax am nañu la doon jéem a xalaat and you refuse to pick their calls or talk to them on that particular day that it happened to you. This is you following your lust. Yow yaa toppa sa coobere boppa yow Dr. Bojang, you followed your lust. That's what happened exactly. Bu ko jiñ yàlla, bu ko jiñ yàlla, bu ko jiñ any other person. No politician is behind this. Kepa kule na wax ne there is a political party behind this. There is no political party behind this. Koku amut xam-xam ci lii, and I challenge you. Politicians ñu bari ci ñoom, they are like that. With man, they cannot stand me. I can tell you this. Ñu bari ci ñoom, they cannot stand me. Waa UDP interview na lawyer Darboe ñu ne dinañ ma lekka. At some point almost 1 week ñu ma bindal stories di ma saaga ndey di ma wax lu nekka. I'm not in their good books. The same thing, APRC. The same thing, Doy. Kek Sane am na fi 3 days yoo xam ne mu ngi def ay videos di binda ay post about me. All these politicians, I'm not gonna sit here and defend any politician. ñoom ñëpp I've had an encounter with them. GDC, MC Cham, attack nañ ma fi bindal ma a press release. GDC binda nañ a press release about me in the past. Doy binda nañ a press release about me in the past. And Kek Sane came out and did videos. He's my good brother. Li ma wax dëgg la, it's a fact. Waaye UDP ñoom si saaga man day rek lañ dëkka. Si lañ dëkka. ñu bari si ñoom. Fii Lamin Bojang mu ngi leen a tooñ ñoom ñëpp Musa Bacci li ma ne leen moom doog dafa walk out of my studio. Mari Sok, I interviewed her about a month and a half ago when she just came out. A lot of you cussed me out and insulted me for that interview. Some of the questions that I asked her. So this is not with anybody, whether GAP, whether Marisok, whether Dr. Bojang, all these political parties. Bes buñ waxee dara loo xam ne they don't like it or it doesn't favor them, ñoom ak seen militants come after me. They come after me. Li ma leen a wax nii, you don't have to like Pa Ousman to know this. Compare what I am telling you. You go watch my video and the things that I said in that video versus what Dr. Bojang said, and it will all make sense to you. It will all make sense to you. Let him not blame any political party for this. Let him not blame GAP members for this. Yes, would they have circulated it? Yes. Popo did not agree ak mom because, like I said, they are his close allies. Te moom si boppam wax na ko ci ñooñu la gaay di dem. They will go after his people that are close to him. ci ñooñu la ñoo ñëw. This is not Gambian sisters. ñi ko def. Are Gambians involved in it? Yes, ñu ngi toog di liggéey xaalis bu set wecc, and their only role is to give them names. Kontaagal Billy Joof, kontaagal Sadio Bojang, kontaagal North Teres Damfa, kontaagal Aïssatou Koli, kontaagal kii, kontaagal kele. They will just tell you. And they just add you as a friend and chat with you, and on the same day lañ la ko dee def. That's why if somebody sends you a message, if somebody calls you video call, on the same day bi nga xam boromam bul ko jël. Don't pick it up. Now after listening to me, go fall a victim of it. Go see something you like. Demal nga gis ween yu baax rek nga start di melaste ko. Comme koto bi ni ma leen def bési Laylatul Qadr, you can imagine ma ne la koto bi marna jaay sexy, wane sexy kanam and all of that. Sexy kanam and all of that. Bési Laylatul Qadr ci koto boo xam ne daad not even koto daad, a prominent Gambian koo xam ne yéen ñëpp a ngi koo coow jamono ji sax mu ngi make a lot of noise. Kooku la mujjee dal. Ministers yi yëpp they fall victims of these things. Billahi social media wala su bëccëg doon guddi, su social media doon guddi, tojaange yi ñu ciy def beneen affaire la. suñ doon mun a gis yi koto yi di def some of the silly things that they do, dangaa ni déedéet. And that's why I'm not in their good books, because ñoom ñëpp parts of the same feather flock together. They know that if we lay hands on these things and the like, we can actually expose some of their corruption, some of their bad things, some of the things that they're doing. Di nax askan bi. It's not okay. Now, I was talking about your Facebook page and not closing it because we need to be able to establish, your investigators need to be established. So file a report with Facebook, they want to see sa record ak ñooñu yep. Now, some of them close it altogether. Some of them deactivate their account. Some of them have it forever. Duñ mëna access lolu. You need to leave your Facebook account open, especially if you are chatting with them through Messenger. And you need to take screenshots of these things and send it to Facebook. You need to do that. I'm giving you some of the things that we have walked people through that led to some of those folks being arrested. Facebook has to establish, Lulu. You have to understand, I'm not a computer guru, but when they tell you that your conversation is encrypted, go and look it up. It's protected. Both Facebook and WhatsApp and most of them, because of security reasons, they have to encrypt your conversation. So even ñi liggéey fofu would not have access to that. Between yow ak kim kiko waxtaan la. Is it going to be in their database? Yes, we are in a world of digital footprint, and anything you upload in there is going to remain. But I have worked with these cases for so long that I know how it works. They will keep those things in their archive, in the database, but it's not everybody who has access to it. Information is shared on a need-to-know basis. So here, me, I'm conversational need. You need to take screenshots of those and send it and upload it to Facebook. So I created that group, Mark AJ. These are the tips that we tell the person. They take screenshots of the conversation at ndaw si la ko def. So create account bobu nono. When you send it, they are able to get in there, add them as friends, ñoom seen boppa impersonate and do certain things. Loolu liggéey Facebook la seen investigation ak li ñoo def yépp. They don't share that much with me, but all I know is we have carried out successful investigations where people were arrested at the end of the day because of our intervention and the people who were involved in cooperation. One of the things you need to do, like I said, after filing the report, after giving this information that you have been asked, which is about information being like me, screenshots of conversation ak ñoom, the next thing they would need is evidence ne gaay dañ la laaj xaalis. Evidence that they ask you for money. And you heard Dr. Bojang said it. li ma leen a wax nii su ngeen seetaanee suma vidéo si di ngeen dégg ñu wax ko fa and dégg ngeen moom Mr Bojang tamit bu wax ko si vidéo bi ne gars yi dañ ko laaj xaalis mu ne du ko jox after ñu ne ko ne nag coopérate ak ñoom pour mu send leen xaalis and $5,000 biñ ko laaj he decided ne dinañ leen jox 2,000 mu ne through the third party that he was mediating ki doon mediate between moom ak gars yi mu offer leen 2,000 pour ñu xam naka la. And they told him you need to send the money. Te dañ dee wax gaay ne suy $100 nga leen a send sax send leen ko. This is where we fail for the most part because in a lot of the investigations because one dañ dee close seen Facebook accounts yi and the information cannot be reachable ñu bari si ñoom xamuñ sax seen Facebook password yi ndóog so suñ ko close duñ dee demaat because they are automatically signed into their phones they never signed out they don't know their password ñun ñëpp ñu bari duñ dee sign out of seen Facebook accounts automatically seen password yi dañ ko dee fàtte ñu bari. Last week rek laa am ku ma doon diilal mu am lu mu doon war a def si Gmail am bi mu ne remember wut Gmail password am so ñu bari dañ dee fàtte seen password si so ñoom koto yi suñ deactivate seen Facebook account si to come back and open it again or reactivate it duñ ko dee xam ki mujjee dal nii guess what liggéey kaayam IT guy bi ko liggéeyal si office am kooku la mujjee hijack government department mu hijack IT guyam bi kooku ñëw whole day kookoo ci nekk suba teel la dem liggéey bi ma ko waxee ni you must reactivate your Facebook account mu dem indi IT gaayam bi because moom si boppam xamul dara ci loolu gars yi kirsi ba eventually ñu mujjee reactivate his Facebook account but dañ tey fàtte seen password yi so if you close your Facebook account duñ am access to loolu when you send your conversations with them when you try to send money to them even $300 suñu receive xaalis boobu dinañ xam ci ban branch ban Western Union and the places that the money was received from and su boobaa that will be able to help the investigation waaye ñu bari si ñoom they are broke or they are not able to send it ñu fekkaleen ci diggante imagine na kuñ contact bési laylatul xadri 3 days after moo war a nekk julli ndax 4 days after moo war a nekk julli laylatul xadri the 27th day of the month 2 or 3 days after kooku ngee try num jëndee yére julli doomam yi ak all the other logistics yoo xam ne moom la war a take care of Definitely sending money to Niger wasn't his priority. It wasn't. Was he going to do it? Yes. Dina doon seen xaalis ba pare ne gars yi feekuñ weer bi lii ak lii ak lii fenal njabootam gi te fekka moom moo ko def. He was going to send them the ransom that they asked. A lot of them either don't have the money to send, and a lot of them deactivate their Facebook accounts. While those who have their Facebook accounts and are able to send money, progress is able to be made on their cases. On their cases. The same thing. Facebook, WhatsApp, Facebook are common. You send the screenshots. They are able to track them, check seen IP address yi, seet fan lañ nekka, and noonu lañ mën a déterminer ne ñii Nigeria lañ nekka nekkuñ Nigeria. Religious leaders yi bàyyi leen seen xel, they target you as well. Yéen la seen bés di gën a embarrassing sax yéen ñuy wax ne ñu xaala rasulullah xaala laaw yàlla ne yonentu ne yéen ñiy wax ne ñu xaala laaw xaala rasulullah yéen la seen bés di gën a bon. So be careful, Gambians. Let us be careful. Let us be careful. When things happen, let's own up to it. Let's take responsibility of our mistakes. Mr. Bojang will not do justice to the Gambian people by coming here and just starting his story from the 7th. His story did not start on the 7th. His story did not start on the 7th. It started prior to that. And I am telling you, if any of you is close to him, his interaction with this person did not last for more than a day before he was called by those people. Mun nañoo nekk Angleterre or use WhatsApp number Angleterre. Mun nañoo use WhatsApp number Germany, anywhere. Suma yaay mu ngi fi right now. WhatsApp bi Gambian bi mu ngi dox ben tey. And she's right here in Seattle. She's right here in Seattle. How WhatsApp is working. So please, maa ngi wax ak suma mbokki Gambians yi, suñ political leaders yi. GAP has taken an action against him by firing him, by taking him out. Personally, those are the type of things that should happen. When did things go wrong between them? Just last week, suñ brother Haruna Drame had a panel with all of them, and they were talking, Mom ak Marisok ak Dr. Ismaila Cisse ak Papa Njai, and they were talking. He spoke so much of GAP and was inviting everybody else to GAP. Mom, Mr. Bojang, mu don't invite everybody to GAP. Mu leen don't invite na naga ñëw foofu. So when did things go bad between them? All the things he moo wax ne waaw, the things have been rotten. Dégg naa mu ne he is a general, and he's been advised that you don't change command in the battlefield, in the middle of the battlefield. Let him go form his own political party. So in leaders, they need to be careful. These little things, in as much as his personal life. And I feel his pain. He's going through a lot of things. I can understand his frustration. It's a very difficult moment for him. Aduna yep mbambala. Bribing the media at the end of the day. Some media houses, whoever worked in the media told him that we build Gambians or whatever. We don't destroy Gambians. It's nobody destroying you. It's you destroying yourself. Now, if the media can sit there and don't publish this or talk about it or whatsoever, we are supposed to learn from this. And if the media believes your story, ak linglen wax, ak finko dore, you are deceiving Gambians. If they carry your story as you put it, you are deceiving Gambians. Then they are aiding and abetting you for deceiving Gambians. That is why I will not stand it. I will come here and debunk what you said. What happened to you and your life prior to this, I don't know. How much experience, dina mandu ci bobu, but you did not start your story where it's supposed to start. And you are deceiving Gambians to try to make it look like it is politicians who are after you. It is GAP who is after you. It is not GAP. It is you who is after yourself. You are after yourself. You did this to yourself. You did this to yourself. Nobody did it to you. Like I said, if you want to learn really about this subject, if you want to know how this chain works, Go and listen to my interviews. Go and watch the videos that I put on top of this link. There are 3 videos that I put there. The most recent one is the one involving the guy who did it ci bési Laylatul Qadr bi ci biir weeri koor bu passé nii about 5 weeks ago, 4 to 5 weeks ago or thereabout. Demal nga déglu boobu. 4 to 5 weeks or thereabout. Demal nga déglu boobu. Demal nga déglu the one we did a year ago, a year and a half ago. You will learn something new. You will understand how this whole chain works. Some of the things that I've shared here are all on that video. It's very important that ñun Gambians ñu commencé di wise. Every day we get duped. Every day we get deceived. Social media is used by people in a decent way to get decent things, to achieve decent things, to achieve progress, to achieve success, to sell products and services, to network, to interact, to support each other. Ñun we use it to break each other down to a great extent. We use it for things like this and we take pride in it. Should people be circulating his videos? No, I don't condone it. Even waa Gab ñu ko circulate, he's right about that. Guy waruñ ko circulate su fekkee ne seen nañ leen ko. They shouldn't. Waaye ñooñu lu leen ci bugga ñi ko def lu leen ci bugga, and that's why they send it to them. Pour ñu circulate ko. Pour ñu circulate ko. His investigation can be on. Du génn si wax leen loolu mukk. Because investigation baa ngi on. Du mu sa génn wax leen his before July 7, he will not talk about that. He will not tell you about that. Engage him on it. Why didn't he allow the media to ask him questions? And that's another thing. That's another thing. They need to respect the media. Batambe du moko mujjé def. We condemned it when Ba did it. What did Ba do? Bi mo resign ñëw taxaw joxe statement am ba pare all media bi 1 hour 2 hours joxe statement ba pare ne no questions, they walk away. Is disrespectful to the media. They need to allow journalists to ask them questions. They need to allow journalists to ask them questions to clear the air. Da nga oote su nit ñi ñëwee nga may leen pour ñu laaj la liñ la wugg a laaj. So si gàttal comme li ma wax ku bugg a jàng ku paree jàng demal foofu ci videos yi ma click si kaw nii links yi ma def foofu and you watch it. To Dr. Bojang, tell people the truth. This is from the politics of deception. Yow ak yeneen politicians yëpp ñu ngi leen a dénkali pour ngeen gën a careful bàyyi seen xel. All of you start paying attention. Ngeen xam ne jamono jooju ak léegi dafa passé jamono social media lañ nekk fii naxaate moo fi munta am. moo tax lu bari lu ngeen a wax ak lu ngeen a def it ends up hurting you back. It ends up hunting you back. They end up backfiring on you. Yéen ñii liggéey ci place yi you better start paying attention. Whether you are government, civil servant, or anywhere else, we will expose your corruption. We will expose your bad, deeds and some of the negative things that you are doing. Loolu mooy suñ liggéey. We are supposed to serve as a check on society. Suñ leen seetaanee rek du baax. So seen njuuj njaaj yeeg tappale yeeg yu bari yi ngeen daan def noonu yëpp start stopping them. Képp ku siy tappale, képp ku siy njuuj njaaj, képp kuy take advantage of Gambians based on your position, you better stop doing so. Because jamono ji nekk nii gone are those days. So thank you all for watching. I am supposed to have a meeting with my team in Gambia. I will start wrapping up to get ready for that as I discuss with my team in Gambia. Share the video if you think you've learned anything new. If you think there is somebody to learn from it, don't forget to subscribe to our page. Te su ngeen gisee lu tax Gambia du dem show ngeen gis sentiment show shows yi ñoo def yëpp ñun xawma beneen show de waaye ñun jàngale moo ñu tax a jóg jàngal askan bi ñu xàmmee ñu ràññee su ngeen ko gisee ne ñu ngee taxale ngeen gis tour bi. I just had a meeting with somebody benn koto si koto yi last week Gambia daf ma mere foofu no reason xawma lu xew ma war a am ak moom meeting ak Fatamba dem foofu noonu ne ko demal because su ma ko sendee message on Facebook du ma faale su ma ko sendee message on WhatsApp du ma it doesn't even register. On the whole he blocked me and I just when we got there in the meeting mu ne the negativity is too much. I'm like, what negativity? And the next thing he said is change the name of your show. It's very negative. Lu tax Gambia du dem. Make it at least ne Gambia dina dem. why should I make it ne Gambia dina dem te Gambia demut when we have the likes of Lamin Bojang ak yi moo def ni muy deceive Gambians in this, when we have a lot of our leaders and people, corruption all over the place, lack of development, there are so many things dëkk bi lu tax dëkk bi demagul bés bu Gambia demee ñu stop ko. And we even ask a question. Lu tax Gambia du dem? It's a question. Lu tax foo ko déggee it's a question. Lan moo négatif si loolu? Because of the name of my show, this koto mu ma holdal so much anger and defin ba tax mu block ma sax defina whatever and don't want to deal with me. Nañ génnee seen personal sentiments in the things they do, and if they want to be leaders, they better brace up for some of these things. They better be ready for some of these things. It's rather unfortunate. Our shows are geared towards educating the people. Su jàngalewut waxuñ ci dara. Our shows are geared towards educating the people. So foo gis lu tax Gambia du dem show, foo gis sentiment show, foo gis meññanta ak any other show on Gambian Talents jéem a dugga nga seet dina am loo ci jàngee. Especially man suma boppa shows yi maa def, because I pick relevant topics that affect the life of the Gambian people directly and at the right time. Ci moment bi ci waxtu wa programme yi maa def dama choose topics yoo xam ne daf ñu affect, and I do proper research on them, and I try to reach out to the people and do proper research to digest it, explainal ko askan bi pour ñu understand ko xamee ràññee. And that is why ma ne leen ku ma doon déglu depuis a year ago 2 years ago di nga doon xam loolu fan yi temps yi lay passé maa ngi gis coow li yu fi gay lesbian bi maa def programme yi gay lesbian is almost 2 years ago. 2 years ago bi maa def programme yi gay ak lesbian ñu saaga ma ci xas ma ci wax ma lu nekk ne Gambia is not ready for that. That is what I was told at the time. Nobody else faale wuñ ko léegi media house yëpp ñu ngi ko grab gay lesbian bi ma ciy def programme is 2 years ago. Ngeen xas ma ci ŋàññe ma ci ooye ma ci tur dama dee seet li affect the life of the people at the time that is relevant, and I talk about that. Watch my programs, watch my shows. You can disagree with me waaye li ma wax di nga ci jàngee soo toogee ba edda sa boppa mun nga maa mere, mun nga maa xas, mun nga maa bindal lu nekk waaye soo toogee ba waxtaan ak tangi genaay di nga xam ne li ma wax dëgg la, di nga xam ne li ma wax dëgg la. We need to hold our leaders accountable, and they need to be accountable for what they do. Dr. Bojang wartoon na xaar sax Gap di ko fire. If this was in America or other places, he would have resigned or stepped down. Mbor bu mag bi daj doppa gi dof bu mag bi Donald Trump moom rek la loolu jikk. While any other leader would have resigned. It would have been an embarrassing moment. We are not talking about your past, your present. Start leen di def li yóbbu askan bi kanam. Start learning act with decency. You are not alone in this. Koto yu bari might have been in it. You better watch what you are doing. ñu ngi leen ay bëggee di leen gërëm di leen sant seen déglu bu rafet ak seetaan bu rafet. Share the video pour jàngal ñeneen ñi. Share the video. Watch the videos that I said. I keep emphasizing. Seetaan leen videos yi ma click yi ma pin si kaw video bi si title bi si subject bi. Watch those videos. Watch those videos. Ngeen janga, you will understand these things and you will see the dates. Dates don't lie. The videos are uploaded on YouTube. It will tell you exactly dates you can update and you can upload and everything. And you will know that ngeen pare ngeen seetaan Dr. Bojang press conference am bi, and you do the comparison between the two. Li moo wax ak li ma wax ngeen seet lan moo ci gën a méngoo, and the corroboration in a lot of the things that we say. I just took the conversation further. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat or Facebook, Gambian Talent Promotion. Follow leen ñu ci TikTok bi tamit, we are there, Gambian Talent Promotion. Toppale ñu on all social media handles. maa ngi leen ay bëggee di leen gërëm di leen santa. Thank you for watching. Share this video. Jërë ngeen jëf on lu tax Gambia du dem show su dimanche dinaa ci gën a waxtaan, dinaa ci gën a xuusaat as progress happens. Jërë ngeen jëf. Thank you very much.